Hey guys, so here we go. I am doing an evening reading, and I was called to do this reading tonight because I felt an overwhelming um, strength, power, um, transformation. Um, so, for the most part, let's just start by saying the weather has shifted, and so when the seasons change and the people start to feel the seasons change, this is when we come out of a lot of our dark season. I said we have been in the dark season. So let's start with that, right? Um, our first card that comes into the reading is Strength. And a lot of us have probably been standing in this emotion. So this is past, present, and future. Okay. So in your past, and when I say past, this is like your yesterday past. This was going on with you maybe yesterday or last week, right? So you've been called to like work through your inner strength, work through your inner self, dig deep, because when we pull a little bit further, the moon comes into it, and that the moon brings a lot of deception or delays and emotions up and down, maybe deceiving yourself emotionally or others, right? So the moon is a lot of like, we're doing inner work. We're digging deep into ourselves. Now we're being called to use our strength. And sometimes the strength that we have to work through is either internal, like things that we have brought upon ourselves or have not yet dealt with in our own personal lives, or they could be brought on by other people. So let's face it, with the wolves howling at the moon, I get a lot of sense of like, hey, these wolves are causing a lot of the disturbance, and they are also disturbed by the moon, right? So their moods go fluctuates. This tells me like, also with the moon as it comes in and out, your moods have changed throughout this dark season. It tells me a lot about the devil comes behind this. So this tells me a lot about the energy. So let's put strength down for a minute. And the moon and the devil energy. So yeah, this tells me a lot about the kind of energy you've been stuck in. It's like a stagnant energy. So the energy of this devil card is feeling chained and bond. Well, let me just read it exactly. So it's jealousy, trouble, able to break the chains that are bonding you and binding you, holding you back. So this is something that you have been trying to work through, right? So with the moon card, you've been going through your ups and downs, your thoughts, should I, shouldn't I, weighing your pros and cons, a lot of shadow work. I get a lot of shadow work with the moon card and the devil card and the jealousy. So with the jealousy and the deception, I get a lot of, well, you've been kind of digging into your own past life and seeing how deception has played out, whether it be minor or major. Like you're starting to realize that like people that you may have trusted actually were the ones that, have deceived you, your own family at times, right? Happens to the best of us. So moving forward, a little bit still into your past, right? So you're coming out now. You're coming out of your past. You come up as a Queen of Swords, okay? And this is a woman who is abrasive. She's more like an air sign. I'm sorry. So the Queen of Swords, as you notice, she's always up in the clouds. So she's an air sign. And when I say an air sign, she cuts through. So I want you to think of that sword as somebody who cuts right to the point. She has no time, no tolerance, no nonsense. This may be the mood that you are walking out of that pain. So that pain has brought you to a place where you are moving more through your air and you are cutting right to the chase. No time for nonsense, especially with the Empress, which is one of the higher arcanias, wish being granted. Well, it's actually, yeah, very powerful, good or bad, secrets revealed, right? Okay, so this tells us the secrets are revealed. This also tells me that you're powerful because you're above it. The Empress isn't above you and you beneath it. So now this tells me you're in a queen status. You're cutting right to the chase. You're breaking out of this dark cycle. and you're dealing with the deception and the jealousy. You're facing it head on. You're looking at it. With this other card, deception and jealousy, you see that there's a lot of people, especially three people. I get three people with the three swords that just don't want to see you do well. And there's a lot of deception and jealousy. I even get the sense that they've worked hard. They've even tried to possibly collaborate together to see how they could bring you down. You know, how can these three people bring you down? This could be, you know, maybe a lover, and maybe an ex-lover or a friend, or a group of people, or maybe a group that you once hung out with. Okay, but let's move forward. You come out of this. You come out of this dark season, okay? You come out in a sense of work, paid work. So I get the automatic feeling that, like, whatever you've been working on towards yourself, towards your goal, you get it. Paid work. So the paid work is telling me that you're doing something that makes you happy. You're doing something that, yeah, beneficially it could pay you, but overall pay is different for everybody, right? So the pay for you might be like an overall check, but the pay for me would be like just having peace of mind and knowing my bills are paid in a place that I'm happy, right? So that's paid work, okay? The work is different for everybody. Okay. Now, along with paid work, and I say it like that because we all have, I mean, we're not all looking for work, but the type of work that we have to put in order to achieve this goal will ultimately involve work, and the payoff is different. That's all I say. Okay, so with the Seven of Cups, I can't read over there. The Seven of Cups, it tells us that all that glitters isn't gold, and look beyond the clouds, money improvements. So you may be only looking at, with this paid work, right? You know you're working towards something, and you're not actually seeing it because you're so busy working and producing. Like, so when we're in this paid work mode, really what we're doing is just producing a whole lot more of what we love, right? And that's how I view this work. Because if you notice, he's creating a pentacle, and every pentacle is a representation of a different aspect of his life. And throughout, you know, his 7, he'll eventually get to 10, he'll be complete. And then once he will be a king, you know, and this is the overall object of an overall reading, is to start from somewhere and to become a queen or a king, depending on your gender. So let's put down this 7 of Pentacles for a minute. Let's go back to this 7, can't see backwards, 7 of Cups. All that glitters isn't gold. Look beyond the clouds. Money improvements are on the way. So this also tells me that there could be something that you're not seeing. Well, that's the obvious. In financial elevation, that's the obvious as well. That maybe you are so focused on your limitations of what you're able to actually do. You're literally saying, well, but I have this much money and I have to get this much money. And I feel like in this card, the universe is telling you, just stop. Look beyond the clouds. Look, in other words, the clouds are a downer, right? So the clouds are a downer. They're going to bring the rain. So it's telling you to look beyond the clouds, because oh, good. Because there is, you know, something beyond there that you're just not seeing yet. And the reason why you're not seeing it is because the season hasn't brought it into you yet, okay? And with that being said, I really do see the money coming, with the 4 of Pentacles coming right behind it. It says money improvements on its way, more coming on the way, okay? So this money that you're waiting for, whatever it is, now it could be, it does say money, right? And that's why I use these cards, because they really help me to hone in on what I'm seeking. I'm not seeking, I mean, sometimes it'll be love, right? But I'm seeking overall answers. So this tells me that, yeah, okay, great. So when I just wait a little bit longer with the 7 of Pentacles, I feel like maybe 7 weeks. In 7 weeks, I'm going to have an answer. All right, that's just what I get. I'm going to be feeling quite smug with my Four of Pentacles. But okay, now I've got like, a bundle here and a bundle here and a bundle there, and I can do this. So it leaves us feeling in this sense of I can do this. Now, moving forward with the next card on the first row is the Queen of Cups. So you transition. This transition of coming out of the dark mode brings you from like this straightforward, like cutting to the edge, getting to what you need to get things done, high priestess moment, dealing with this jealousy and this deception that's been hanging over you. You come out of it. So something happens, you get the money improvements, your aspects, the way you see things, and the way that you perceive things will change, right? Because now you transition into the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is more of a woman who speaks. So the cups is water, right? So the cups are full with water. So she speaks fluidly through her emotions, okay? This Queen of Cups is very closely connected to water. Water moves through us. It helps us to just flow easily, right? So the Queen of Cups is a woman over blue eyes, brown hair, soft, gentle, and motherly. So this tells me a lot about you. Now, whether you're a man or a woman receiving this message, you are just saying that you're dealing with a more feminine side of you. Maybe the reason why it's more feminine is because it requires more feminine aspects of you to handle the business. Like, for instance, if you're dealing with kids, if you're dealing with a wife, if you're dealing with a mom, sisters. So certain things require you to come into a more softer, gentle side in order to cope with that, if that makes sense. But if you're a female, this is telling me that you have come out of this dark swords moment, because you've been in a Queen of Swords moment, and you've come into a Cups moment, much more friendly and airy. Now, in this Cups Swords moment, right, there is a Knight of Swords who comes in. He's a young man to 25 years, a speedy situation. This speedy situation, it could actually be a family member, because let's face it, you're a queen and he's a knight. And he's under 25. Now, if you do have children, this could be a speedy situation of a victory. He's a Knight of Swords. He's coming in with a speedy situation. And I do get a victory of his situation. It kind of like it comes to an end. And so the end of his finish. Now, the Knight of Swords also is a representation of any gentleman that you may know in your life that could be ending things out, maybe on their way to college. Maybe a cousin is about to get married. So these are all the speedy situations that are about to come into your life, right? Because the reason why I say that, and I feel family, because the Six of Cups and happy home childhood memories comes up underneath that. So now that tells me that this knight is a family member, or at least close to, like one of those family members that like are not blood, but you consider them family. So he has a speedy situation that kind of brings back some family memories. I get really strong, like he is your family. And, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I get why this is your own family. Okay. Because the next card that comes into the reading is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups, I have not done them publicly because I felt like this is crazy. This is personal. What is it? I start to feel like the Three of Cups is a celebration of me and my two children. We will be celebrating a victory of, just a new chapter, right? And with this Three of Cups and the victory, it tells me that you've been dealing with this situation of like, you've been having to balance out your money. Balance, keep putting from one. Again, I've said this with the Temperance, like you have to fill one cup up and that stays full for a little while. And when the next cup gets empty, you have to fill it. So the Temperance is kind of like just juggling money, right? But right behind it, this is why I see like you get the victory, because this tells me what you've been doing, but the victory overall tells me what the celebration is about. So the victory comes in, and there's a letter of good news and victory coming. So now I really get a bigger sense of like, okay, this family, They're going to get some great news. Maybe a child will be approved for a school, a college. That will be the speedy situation. Maybe you'll get approved for a loan, or a car or an apartment. But I get a lot of like, this is a speedy situation, and this is a victory for at 3 people. So literally I get this for 3 people. The 3 of Cups have been coming on. So 3 people, I get this victory. And now with the star in this reading, the way it comes up being the last card, I don't get the reading of, being, where some people can bring the car up as like, it could be too much and excessive. The star in this picture tells me that you are pouring into yourself. You are pouring into yourself, but it's just reminding you to find balance. So the key in this card is don't become greedy, right? If you notice, she takes water just to pour water out. So that's like a greediness, like, oh, I have so much water. Now, if we bring this back into times, in biblical times, like, dude, like to get water was insane. So she has this brightness about her. She's a bright soul, but she can be a little bit greedy. Now, if this tends to be you, okay, well, you can be dealing with a little bit of frustration and a double-edged victory. So this tells me here, right here, if you don't balance out some of your excesses, whatever victory you would have had, let's just say, I'm going to throw many hypotheticals out there. Let's say you enjoy shopping and you enjoy eating out a lot. Let's say you enjoy going out on weekends and you are notorious for dropping 300, 500 every weekend. If that becomes too excessive, this victory at the end will feel hollow-edged because of the simple fact I get a lot of moving because of the traveling. There's somebody that needs to travel. That's why I kind of feel like maybe there's a student going to a new school and you're going to need a lot of things for this travel over land. This is reminding us not only to not be excessive, but to shine bright. This will feel like a hollow-edged victory, but at the end of the day, it will take you to a new destination. The new destination could be different. So now this is where we're going to pull from some oracle cards. And the first one I'm going to pull from is Signs of the Times. I'm a little tired tonight, but this was a much needed message. So first one that comes out is, okay, recover. So whatever you've gone through in the darkness, you recover. And that is for the first card. To kind of do it like that, like 1 for every 2 on a past, present, future, or 1 for, it depends if it comes out and it literally looks like, oh, they match, So what's going on with the Queen of Swords, and what do you have to tell me about her? All right, so the Queen of Swords, it's an ancestry thing. So she's breaking through something ancestry. This happened in the past, and I've seen it before. A lot of us are cutting through ancestry. We realize that some of the battles we're fighting today, they were never our own. They were our parents. They were our grandparents, like just some ancestry. And we start to realize it. We start to put it in place. We're like, I remember when my mom did this and my dad did that. And yet I'm the one paying the karma for it. So this is ancestry. And a lot of the healing that you did was ancestry. So that tells me the dark time in your life, the time that you spent in your life was doing a lot of healing. Caution. Okay, so, oh, my nose was good for a bit. Okay, so caution comes with the 8 of Pentacles. Work, paid work, okay? All that glitters in gold and money, paid money and money improvements. This tells me, okay, first of all, work, paid work. You don't have to rush on the first job. It tells me you have time to look traffic caution tells me be cautious about the type of work you take. Don't just throw your resume all over the place. You know, pick a job that you're going to be happy with. When you think of this Eight of Pentacles, you think of a man who is enjoying his work. He really enjoys making every pentacle. It's a passion, right? So when you take a job that you're going to love. And that's what I get on that. So about the Queen, okay, the Queen brings lightning and disruption. So she changes everything up. So from once a cold, hard, cold, cold as ice, I always say the Queen of Swords is cold as ice. She brings disruption. This Queen of Cups brings in disruption because she is now a motherly-like person, and she's had enough of this abrasive lifestyle, maybe this toughness, maybe this person that she's had to conform into, and, she's breaking. When I see the lightning, I always get break. So opportunity comes up. Oh, that's amazing, because with the Queen of Cups, with the Three of Cups and the bright celebrations, opportunities comes up. So that confirms the victory. Okay. So with the Three of Cups, you have a victory. You have the Temperance. So you've been playing with your finances, but there is an overall victory at the end because you get the keys to a new house or car, right? And I see a celebration of three. That celebration of three keeps popping up at me. I take it personal because I am only three. I have 4 kids and a grandson, so technically we're 5. But when I move through life, I move as 3. So I always take that personal. Shucks, I think I threw the 3 back in. All right. So peace and harmony comes out. So with the Star, that's great. So that gives me a lot more clarification. The Star is not necessarily telling you that you are excess. I'm glad. That's why I had to pull to get more clarification. She tells me that this transition, this whole victory, it's going to bring you peace and harmony, especially with movement and the travel. So I don't know if there's going to be a physical movement of your home, of your location, of your job, of your child's school. Maybe a kid goes off to college. But this tells me there's going to be so much peace and harmony within it, right? Let's go a little bit deeper from some oracle cards, right? I'd like to get a little bit more from my oracle cards. Here they are. And this will be a little bit longer than usual. I tend to be more of a night owl. I like when the kids are sleeping. Okay, so in the first, when I pull this, so the first one is not for you. So whatever you were thinking about in the past, this is, remember, I pull on every single one. So this was in your strength moment. This was in your devil moment. This was in your moon moment. This was in your past dark moment. Whatever it is that you were debating with, whatever it is that you were thinking that should you go back to, am I making a mistake? Nope, that's not for you. Okay, so whatever that was, it was not for you. Okay, that's the first card. The second card on the Queen of Wands. This Queen of Wands has been thinking and thinking and thinking. And that makes a lot of sense why, she's so, like kind of like Scorn with the High Priestess, if it's powerful, good or bad, secrets being revealed, a lot of things are coming out of her life. A lot of things are just coming out where people are just seeing her for who she is. And then she's also got this deception on her back, right? So people are deceiving her. There's not only one person deceiving her. There's 3 of hearts. There's 3 people deceiving her. So she got 3 people stabbing the knife in her back. Of course she's a thinker. Of course she's thinking. She never knows when the hell somebody's going to come at her, next. I also get soulmates. Okay, so in this time of work, and in this time of, all that glitters is in gold, the 7 of Cups moment, your 4 of Pentacles moment, these great cards, I also get soulmates come up. So there's a good possibility that you could be meeting somebody you love. And if it's not somebody you fall in love with, soulmates are kind of like people that you move through life with, but you never have a sexual connection. There's just a love connection. Well, that's kind of like, yeah, soulmates are like you're made for each other, just made for each other. But soulmates can be tough. It's a tough, okay, chaotic. chaos. So you've been struggling with some conflict within yourself. This is all about you. Bring it up and close. The zebra never knows whether or not he wants to be a giraffe or a zebra. This tells me that this decision that you've been pondering, because it comes in the Queen of Cups moment and also the Knight of Swords with the speedy situation and in your home. This tells me that you have been undecisive about your Knight of Swords. Your Knight of Swords is younger than you. This is somebody within your vicinity who is bringing in this confusion into your life that causes you to feel like a little bit of chaos. You know, you're torn. Do I want this for him? Do I want that for her? Do I want to move? Do I want to take this job? So it causes, anytime we have questions cause conflict causes confusion. Okay, so that comes in with the conflict and the confusion comes in with the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Peace. Okay, so peace and harmony comes in with this Three of Cups moment in your life, this celebration moment in your life. It is a Temperance moment. You have been learning how to balance. So in your past, present, and future, you have been balancing the cups. You've been doing it all by yourself. As I see, a Temperance has nobody with them. They just have their two cups. And at the end, you do get a celebration and a letter of victory, and it brings you peace, and I'm showing nobody the card. So the peace, I love this about the peace, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You know, though it seems like just a simple egg, it's really not. I want you to pay close attention to this egg, okay? If you can see in close, this egg is like a moon. He's been planted in like this really nice green, you know, lush grass. I do see the bird still tending to it, you know, and it's like far away, and that's what I get, far away, you know, where nobody can bother it. And I kind of get like this mom taking care of baby type of peace vibes. So weird with the Three of Celebration. But I do, because an egg needs to be nurtured. So when you think of an egg, you think of nurturing. And that makes sense with, you know, the Queen of Cups coming in. She's more of a nurturing woman, you know, and then you come into this peace moment and this celebration moment. So tell me more about the star. What's the star about? I don't know if I want to take it because it came out in two. So let's just throw it up. Star does give me a leg up. It tells me that you get a leg up, but let's just give it another shuffle, because I don't like when two come out. So if you could just give me a little bit more on the star, I would really appreciate that. So what is the star, the Ace of Swords, and this Two of Wands really telling us? Like, what's the overall spirit message behind it on 10, 5, 10? Thank you. Okay, so we got two. Round and round and round. And then the EHOP wood. So the EHOP wood is good. The EHOP wood is really good. And with this shell, I have this crystal, and I forget the name of it, but this is actually like a crystal, and it's kind of like a fossil crystal. And it goes round and round and round, and it has these repetitive, it has these markings on him, right? And so they're the same markings. It's a pattern, right? And so like a snake, it has a pattern. And this round and round tells me a lot about your life. It has been a pattern, maybe not just through you, but through generational cycles, because this is a fossil. So a fossil is very old. It has sat there for decades. So that tells me you could possibly be working through breaking a generational cycle with the round and round and round. The EHOP wood, you are the light. So now I'm seeing a bigger picture. Like you might actually be the one to break all of the karmic chains. Maybe it's your child that's going to be the first to go to school. Maybe you're going to be the first homeowner. Maybe you're going to be your first business owner. These are really good endings. right here, because it tells me you're breaking ancestral karma with the EHOP wood. The EHOP wood is all about a new beginning. You jump into something. When you jump over, the EHOP wood is a birth of, it's a marriage of. So, and then you get the travel. So this tells me like the travel of something new. So travel in this one is, it's a short journey movement to or near water. So not necessarily has to be to water, but when you think of water, that the idea of possibly soaking in the water, maybe a small vacation to the water, maybe your child is going to school by the water, or maybe you're going to just, spend a 3-day weekend by the water. But the idea of the matter here is there is that key card here with the Three of Cups and the celebration. There's something coming into your life in a celebration. And I did feel that. I said that in the energy as it shifted. So just really quick, I want to just see, there's some other cards that I have not touched in a minute, and I found them the other day. And I just want to see, I wonder what role will give me if I can pull up. I don't trust these cards too much because I have a lot of shady roles. I feel like they should be lovers cards, but I want to see what kind of role it will give me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stack is alive again. 1, 2. Okay. A Buddhist. Meditation, Zen, serenity. So this tells me a lot about you. Okay, I was trying to pull up on the energy of you. So you come up as a spiritualist, like a Buddhist. You can live very peacefully. It tells me a lot about that you can meditate. You can spend hours soul searching, which makes a lot of sense with your past energy. You have been, people have deceived you. There's a lot of jealousy around you. There is a lot of jealousy around you. People just don't understand. And they never will, because if you have this Buddhist-like energy and you have this Zen about you, that was about to come out. It was backwards. Oh, some are backwards. Okay, so now we can't take that. Yeah, if you have that type of Buddhist-like energy where it's like so like, you have your confidence, and the confidence radiates. People, believe it or not, it's so sad. People are offended. People can actually be offended by your confidence, by your light, by your shine, because they lack it. It's so sad. It's really sad when people are offended. Okay, and then we get anthropology, potions, herbs, elixirs. It tells me that you may possibly enjoy working with like making stuff, like making your own herbal remedies. You do play a lot around. Maybe it could be even with food. So when you think of potion, herbs, elixirs, I don't really just think of anthropology. I think of anybody who likes to play with spices and like even with plants, the growth of plants and stuff like that. But yeah, this was a really interesting reading. It does tell me a lot. These cards are kind of half up, half down, so I had to stop. But it does tell me a lot about where a lot of you have been and where you're coming out of. It also tells me that you're being called to step into something. And that, with the Seven of Cups, it's a reminder here that all that glitters isn't gold. Look beyond the clouds. So you may be called to make a decision now. And though you may not see how it's going to play out, you are forced to make this decision now. Because when you do look beyond the clouds, and the clouds do settle, I should say. So when the clouds do settle, you will see the way. And sometimes this is a faith thing. So how much faith do you have in yourself, in your belief, in God, in everything to, allow you to get to this next phase? Again, right after that, you get money improvements. So this is telling me that maybe the money isn't there at the time, but you're being called to make a decision on, just straight faith this job. Maybe you have to travel for the job. Like I said, with travel journey, maybe you have to travel for the job and you're being called to make a decision on faith. Like, should I travel for this job? Should I go for it? It tells you that when the clouds settle, that like money improvements are on its way and the pay, whatever it is, proves necessary. Um, and then you get the happy house, childhood memories. So there's something very happy and nostalgic about this whole entire situation with the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the speedy situation. I really get like, wow, I get some kind of like good news, what's happening, something good is on its way. So there's a lot of good things on their way, especially since you've overcame a lot of the dark part, and now we're stepping into light. I do believe that a lot of us are being called to a much higher place, a higher divine space in life. And I will say this, I say it time and time again. It is very easy to live in the comfortable, but it is when you step into the uncomfortable that is you are absolutely living. Because we can all get up every single day and do what we know. But you know how hard it is to get up every day and to try to do something that you don't know, that you've never done. And that is a growing process. So remember that always, that the growing process is not to be stagnant. God did not create us to be stagnant, nor did he create us to be stuck, nor did he create us to struggle for our money. No, that was not the life he created for us. He created us for us to be ambitious, wholehearted human beings that go out there and, live our best lives. So today I'm here to tell you to live your best life. I know this is a late message, and if you see it, thanks. And if you like it, thanks. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you stumbled upon it and you're not a subscriber, please don't forget to subscribe. And again, if you like it, don't forget to leave a comment. And again, don't forget to give a thumbs up, because your comments count. It helps to get my channel to grow and to make it to other people like yourself that would appreciate it. Love you always. Sorry for looking so tired, but I am extremely tired, though my spirit was like, no, now you can go to sleep. Now I can go to sleep. Bye.